Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago. So, you can call that free speech or not. He was fired for lack of talent.
The great hosts, Johnny Carson, Bob Hope, those are the greats. If you look at the not-so-greats like Jimmy Kimmel.
Very hurtful. I thought we were friends.
The danger of a reckless bluff in politics is always underestimated. The scene opens with a man riding a wave of self-assured bravado, confident enough to belittle an opponent he believed was insignificant on live television. What followed was not a punchline, but a half-century-old truth that shattered a carefully crafted legend. This moment stands as pure, unfiltered political drama. The title says it all. Trump insults Jimmy Kimmel's law degree. His response stuns the entire audience. In a burst of hubris, Donald Trump mocked Jimmy Kimmel as a low-IQ comedian with a fake law degree. What he didn't anticipate was a response delivered.
I don't do a medical exam. They say, Trump's not doing an exam. There must be something wrong with him. I believe in it. I'm the only one that took a cognitive test. It's the worst. If I don't do a medical exam, because I've had times where I went longer, because I'm busy. If I don't do a medical exam, they say, Trump's not doing an exam. There must be something wrong with him.
The setting was not a comedy club, but a vast presidential town hall on American values, broadcast live to millions across the country. Kimmel, dressed in a dark suit, had been invited to moderate, an appointment that stirred controversy from the start. Producers hoped his everyman image might soften Trump's trademark aggression. The atmosphere was tense but controlled. Kimmel shed his late-night persona and adopted the role of a disciplined, well-prepared journalist, pressing Trump on policy. The focus turned to the Constitution and executive authority. Kimmel posed a detailed, multi-part question about Trump's interpretation of the Emoluments Clause. Trump responded with a rambling mix of boasts and grievances, revealing a startling lack of familiarity with the document. When Kimmel calmly attempted to redirect the question, irritation boiled over. Feeling exposed by facts delivered from someone he had dismissed.
Donald Trump gave a crowd in Indiana, Pennsylvania, yet another review of my performance at the Academy Awards.
Remember the Academy Awards? I said how he's the worst host in the history of the Academy Awards. And this stupid guy goes up, and just before the Best Picture of the Year, the show is almost over. They're waiting for the Best Picture of the Year. He gets up, and he says, and it said basically, he is the worst host in the history. He reads the whole thing, and then I think he said something like, ha, ha, ha.
Then came the jab he believed would end it. And I hear you have a law degree. A law degree, he repeated with contempt. Where'd you get it? From a cereal box. Some strip mall night school. A fake degree for fake news. He leaned back toward Kimmel. A total lightweight. Very low IQ. Honestly, you should just go back to telling jokes. Gasps rippled through the hall. Moderators froze. But Kimmel remained composed. A faint smile crossed his face. Not amusement, but the calm recognition that Trump had handed him the moment.
I would bet Trump's grades were so bad he couldn't even get into Trump University.
Evenly reclaiming control of the broadcast. First, for the record, I do not have a law degree.
I'm very consistent. I'm a very stable genius.
You've also threatened to sue any school that releases your academic records, Kimmel continued, his tone measured. He ducked beneath the podium, and the room fell silent. I don't have my transcripts. But tonight, I do have a document released this morning under the Freedom of Information Act. He held it up. A certified copy of your 1965 SAT scorecard. The audience gasped. You've spent years mocking Harvard University graduates. So, let's look at the score of the stable genius. 970. He paused. The national average was 980. You scored below the average American teenager. Trump erupted. Fake news. A forgery. Kimmel didn't flinch. Then let's try something simpler. He produced another sheet. This is the First Amendment. Would you read it aloud?
Fake news, one of the worst in the business.
Cameras caught Trump squinting, hands shaking, stumbling over words like abridging and peaceably. The silence was suffocating. Then Kimmel asked the final question. Can you explain what the right to peaceably assemble means? Trump fumbled, offering empty phrases about freedom. The insult about a fake law degree had collapsed. replaced by a moment of unmistakable humiliation.